On what begins as an ordinary day, the sky darkens without warning. Within minutes, heavy rain slams the city. Streets vanish under fast-moving water, homes flood, power cuts out, and panic begins to spread. A flash flood emergency is declared, as more than 4 inches of rain falls in just 2 hours. In some areas, water rises so fast, people don't have time to escape. Cars float. Families climb onto rooftops. Emergency calls, flood 911 dispatch. One woman, pulled from her submerged SUV on Interstate 10, trembles as she whispers, "It felt like a wall of water coming out of nowhere." Downtown Phoenix looks like a disaster zone. Sirens scream from all directions. Drivers abandon their vehicles. Children cry as muddy water fills their homes. In the city's west side, a daycare center is evacuated, toddlers carried through knee-deep water as parents watch helplessly. In South Mountain Village, families use buckets to scoop water out of their front doors, only to watch it rise again. This isn't just a heavy storm. This is one of the worst monsoon floods Phoenix has seen in over a decade, and it's only just beginning. Within hours, Phoenix officials sound the alarm. Mayor Kate Gallego declares a state of emergency, warning that the floodwaters are rising faster than expected. Stay off the roads. Move to higher ground immediately, she urges during a live press briefing. The evacuation orders sweep through the city's hardest-hit neighborhoods: Maryvale, South Phoenix, and parts of Tempe. Police cars and fire trucks go door to door, using loudspeakers to warn residents to leave. Rescue teams scramble. Dozens of swiftwater rescue units are deployed, their inflatable boats cutting through submerged streets. Helicopters from the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office hover overhead, searching for people stranded on rooftops and car hoods. By mid-afternoon, emergency hotlines receive over 1,500 calls for help. Some neighborhoods report families trapped in their homes, with rising water reaching windowsills. The National Weather Service issues an urgent flash flood emergency, one of its highest level warnings, covering nearly all of Maricopa County. First responders, exhausted but determined, continue to work in dangerous conditions, battling both the floodwaters and the heavy rain still pounding the area. Phoenix has entered a fight for survival, and the response has only just begun. All across Phoenix, rescue teams are in motion. In Central City, firefighters wade through waist-deep water to reach an elderly man stuck in his flooded living room. In Ahwatukee, a school bus carrying 18 children stalls in rising water. Rescuers form a human chain to guide the children to safety. One by one, helicopters circle low over Encanto Village, lowering harnesses to lift families from apartment rooftops. One mother clutches her baby as they're hoisted into the air, soaked and shaking. "I thought we were going to die," she cries. In Laven, a man clings to a stop sign, barely above the flood. A drone operated by the Phoenix Fire Department spots him and guides a rescue boat to his location. He's pulled from the current just before it sweeps him away. Boats, helicopters, and high-water trucks operate non-stop. Rescuers rely on thermal imaging to find people in dark, flooded homes. Some carry pets, others just the clothes on their backs. By nightfall, over 230 water rescues have been performed. These are not ordinary floods. These are life-and-death situations, and every minute counts. The storm is far from over. At 5:30 p.m., the National Weather Service extends the flash flood emergency through the night. More thunderstorms are building south of Phoenix, heading directly toward the metro area. Meteorologists warn of another 1 to 2 inches of rain, which could fall within the next hour. The warnings stretch beyond Phoenix now. Alerts are issued for Tempe, Mesa, Chandler, and Glendale. Sirens sound in multiple neighborhoods. Emergency text alerts flash on phones across the valley. Flash flood warning. Seek higher ground now. In rural Maricopa and Pinal counties, desert washes fill dangerously fast. What looks like dry land turns into deadly rivers within minutes. Officials beg residents, do not drive through flooded roads. Turn around, don't drown. In Buckeye, sandbags are handed out at fire stations. In Goodyear, police block off flooded intersections as new storms approach. Residents are told to stay home, stay alert, and stay ready to evacuate. The air is thick, the rain still falls, and radar shows more storms forming by the hour. Phoenix is under siege from the sky, and the danger is not yet over. Phoenix's infrastructure is overwhelmed. Interstate 10, one of the city's busiest highways, is shut down in both directions. Floodwaters pour over the pavement, trapping cars bumper to bumper. Some drivers abandon their vehicles, wading through the water to safety. In downtown Phoenix, entire streets disappear beneath muddy waves. Manhole covers explode from pressure. Storm drains overflow. Traffic lights go dark. Power outages affect over 28,000 homes and businesses. The Valley Metro Light Rail suspends all service. Tracks are submerged. Stations are closed. Commuters are stranded. At Sky Harbor International Airport, multiple runways flood. Flights are delayed or canceled. Terminals fill with stranded travelers. Some sitting on the floor, watching the rain crash against the windows. Bridges across the Salt River are declared unsafe. The city's bus system comes to a halt. Emergency vehicles struggle to move through blocked intersections. In South Phoenix, a water treatment plant is forced offline. Residents are told to boil tap water before drinking. Everything that keeps the city running: roads, power, transit. Water is failing under the weight of this disaster. The storm hasn't just flooded the streets, it has brought Phoenix to a standstill. The crisis is spreading. As Phoenix drowns, neighboring cities begin to flood. In Tempe, the Salt River rises rapidly, spilling over its banks near Tempe Beach Park. Joggers and bikers flee as the trail disappears. Underwater. In Mesa, mobile home parks are hit hard. Water pours into low-lying homes. Families evacuate with just a few belongings. One resident says, "We barely got out with our dog and backpacks." Chandler declares a local emergency. Roads buckle and crack. Schools close early, sending thousands of children home before buses are shut down completely. In Scottsdale, luxury neighborhoods near the canal system are overwhelmed. Backyard pools overflow. Cars are swept from driveways. Emergency services struggle to respond to the growing number of distress calls. Even small towns like Gilbert, Avondale, and Surprise report dangerous flash flooding. Desert washes turn into rivers. Streets that were dry minutes ago now run with several feet of water. The entire Phoenix metropolitan area, home to over 4.5 million people, is under threat. What started as a local disaster is now a regional emergency, and more rain is still coming. Behind every rescue is a story. In Glendale, a teenage boy is pulled from floodwaters after clinging to a tree for nearly an hour. Shivering and barefoot, he whispers, "I thought I was going to die. I just wanted to see my mom again." At a church in Mesa, 40 people shelter inside, soaked and scared. Volunteers serve sandwiches and bottled water. A young girl draws pictures with crayons to distract her little brother from the storm outside. In South Phoenix, an elderly woman trapped in her home is rescued by neighbors using a kayak. She cries, "I lived here for 30 years. I've never seen anything like this." A 911 dispatcher's voice cracks during a call. "We're sending help," she says. "Just hold on." But help is slow. The roads are blocked. The rescues are endless. Social media fills with desperate pleas. "Trapped in our attic in Tempe, need rescue 3 kids and a dog. No power, no water, flood rising." These aren't just flood victims. They're parents, children, neighbors, all caught in a disaster they didn't expect. And tonight, many still wait for help to arrive. As the floodwaters slowly begin to recede, the true cost becomes clearer. By midnight, 5 people are confirmed dead across the Phoenix area. One man is found inside a submerged vehicle near Loop 202. Another, a homeless woman, is discovered in a flooded drainage tunnel in Tempe. Search teams fear the toll will rise. Over 40 people remain unaccounted for, including 2 children last seen near a flooded park in Mesa. Their parents are being questioned, and search dogs begin combing nearby washes and canals. Rescue crews shift into recovery mode. Using boats, drones, and sonar equipment, they search dark, murky neighborhoods where power is still out. Volunteers join the efforts, wading through chest-high water, looking for signs of life. Every hour, another call comes in. A loved one hasn't answered their phone. "We saw someone swept away. Our neighbor didn't evacuate." Recovery workers brace for more tragic discoveries in the coming days. The water may be going down, but the heartbreak is rising. Arizona's top leaders step in. Governor Katie Hobbs holds an emergency press conference just before sunrise. She confirms that the Arizona National Guard has been activated. "We are mobilizing every available resource to protect lives," she says. "This is a statewide emergency." FEMA begins coordinating with local officials. Supplies including bottled water, blankets, and mobile generators are airlifted. 2 staging areas near Phoenix and Mesa. Emergency shelters open inside schools, churches, and community centers. President Joe Biden is briefed on the disaster. The White House releases a statement offering federal support and promising disaster relief if requested. Meanwhile, city leaders like Mayor Kate Gallego toured damaged neighborhoods in waterproof boots, speaking to residents and urging them to stay strong. Police, firefighters, EMTs, and public works crews work around the clock. Some haven't gone home in over 24 hours. They restore traffic flow where possible, reroute emergency vehicles, and help distribute sandbags to homes still at risk. The entire state is pulling together, but the job is far from done. The storm may be local, but the response is national. Finally, a break in the storm by mid-morning radar shows the worst of the monsoon moving east. Skies begin to clear over parts of Phoenix and Scottsdale. The constant rain slows to a drizzle. Rescue teams are able to reach new areas. In Tempe, 2 missing children are found alive, clinging to a rooftop with their dog. Their mother weeps as first responders carry them to safety. "I thought I lost him forever," she says. Power is restored to more than 12,000 homes overnight. Roads like Interstate 17 begin to reopen after water recedes and debris is cleared. Buses resume limited routes. Emergency shelters report dozens of reunions, families finding each other again. Volunteers show up with food, dry clothes, and blankets. Some hand out hot coffee. Others offer a simple hug. The city is bruised, but not broken. There is still danger. More storms are possible. But for now, Phoenix takes a breath. And with the sun breaking through the clouds, the long road to recovery begins. Phoenix will never forget this night. A city built on sun and desert was swallowed by water in just hours. Families lost homes. Streets turned into rivers. Some lives were changed forever, others were lost. As cleanup begins, the warning remains. Flash floods don't wait. They don't knock. They don't give second chances. Then this new age of extreme weather, even the most prepared cities can fall. Officials now ask hard questions. Are our drainage systems enough? Are we building too fast in high-risk zones? Are we ready for the next storm? Because this will not be the last. If you live in a flood zone, know your roots. Pack your bag. Stay alert. Never ignore a warning. To those who helped the firefighters, neighbors, rescue teams, Phoenix thanks you. To those who lost loved ones, we mourn with you. And to those still fighting, you are not alone. This storm has passed, but the memory won't fade. Stay safe, stay prepared. See you in the next video.